Good morning. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for the inconvenience just or on Friday. I just was not feeling well whatsoever. Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you. Just a few more minutes and we'll get started. Just about one more minute and we'll get started.
Okay, so they both have gadgets at home that they use. Meg uses a smartphone, and Mike uses a tablet. Okay.
All right, we will get started. Okay, so a little maintenance, little class maintenance. I am still the IT guy. Is having issues with trying to get week 4 fixed. I think when they built this whole program, week 4 was compromised somehow. Uh, so what? So what we're gonna have to do is I will just give you a just give you everybody credit for week 4. Check your knowledge, because that one, they're going to have to completely rebuild the portal, I think, just because of that compromised issue. So I will go ahead and either delete it or erase it or add you like a grade to it, because it was not your fault that it's not working. So I want to make sure that that you get credit for that. So that's kind of what we're going to do on about week 4. Check your knowledges. So and then let's see here. Pull up the PowerPoint. This is week 5, I believe. So we have one more week of class, and then you are done with me. You will have another instructor for class for the next class that you're going to be taking. So let's see. Let me get to slideshow. Let me get set up real quick on my screen.
And what is this machine?
Hold on one second. Almost set up.
Can you read each sentence and match it to the picture?
Someone was asking, how do you do the last assignment on week 4? It was very confusing. Oh, I'm gonna have to look, but if that was the check your knowledge, don't worry about it. But I will look and see if, is it was are you talking about the check your knowledge in the chat line, Brianna?
It's a separate assignment.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Line this
Week
morning.
4 menu and
And
analysis.
I will go look on the portal. All right, all right, all right. Let's hit it. All right, so menu and production. If I can. Oh, didn't we do this? Doing what is this? 19? No, maybe not. Okay. How to write a successful business plan. Many people dream of opening their own restaurant. Obviously, opening up a restaurant is, I think anybody, it's a great dream. I've always had that. I just could never pull the trigger just because it was my money. I'm going to have to put in my money, or at least a portion of my money. And sometimes that's a little scary when your family is, it was kind of a scary deal. But anyway, but what is a business plan? Anybody want to tell me what a business plan is before we, what is a business plan? Anyone? a business plan is something that you have to present, or you would present to either uh, your investors, the people that are going to be investing in your food, or investing in your business as well. Um, but they're investors. And I mean, I've had people want to uh, taste my food, in kind of a business plan or a business portion of it, but it it is very hard because it turns you're turning a lot of you're putting out your love, your emotion, your everything into that business when you're cooking at that business. Unfortunately, many restaurants uh, basically, they are long hours, low pay, lots of stress, but the love is going to get you through this. Matthew, I'm going to mute you, all right? Um, so, unfortunately, I mean, does anybody have anybody that's been in the restaurant business or knows anybody that, their restaurant has failed? Restaurants fail a lot. You've just got to have a sound business plan and have a good knowledge of what was going on. Your grandma uh, had a restaurant that failed. I mean, or my uncle, my grandma. All right, so y'all have some ideas of, or at least a couple people have good ideas of, what it takes to run a business. It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of support. It takes a lot of just focus and being attentive to everybody that you all your customers, everybody that you running, in touch with or get in touch with, but the business side of it, it's a lot of love. You've got to have a lot of love, and you got to love your job, because it is going to, it is long hours. It is not much pay at first. But it is absolutely so much fun. I absolutely love the food industry, and I'm being honest. I love it. But I'm a pleaser. I like to please people with my food. I like to make people happy. And one of those things is cooking my food. That if people get happy because of that, or get joy because of their eating my food, man, that's amazing for me. That's better than money for me. That's better than whatever. But that's something amazing. But long hours, guys. It is. I mean, if you've never been in the food industry, it's late nights usually, or early mornings. Um, you're always on your feet, always on your feet. But it's the best time in the world. I love it. I mean, there's so many, hardships and so many things, but man, it's a lot of fun. If I can change it. One reason for high failure rate of the industry, in the restaurant industry, is restaurant owners fail to treat their restaurant operation as a business from the very beginning. They have no problem or no plan to deal with the problems, and that's what I would call like I would call like everybody know what Dell Computer is, right? Dell Computer at one point before they IPO'd or before anybody kind of, or before they, right when they were getting started. And I was in Austin, and basically everybody that worked for Dell at that time when they went on the stock market, they immediately, most all employees became Dellionaires, what I call Dellionaires or millionaires, because of all the stock options and all of that. Well, during that time, once the Silicon of people that had a lot of money burning a hole in their pocket. Burning a hole in their pocket, and then they started opening up restaurants, and there was a few years that they were closing restaurants down, so fast because of restaurants or bars, because of people that just did not know how to run a restaurant or a bar business. And it's completely different than shoe sales or whatever else. So because shoe sales, your inventory doesn't go bad, right? It won't, because shoes aren't going to go bad unless they're damaged, right? But the food goes bad if you order too much, or if you, there's a lot of a lot of issues with that. So, restaurants do fail a lot. It's because of people don't understand the restaurant industry. You've got to be in it, you got to understand it, or at least kind of have worked in it to really be able to open up a restaurant or a bar to be successful. One way to prevent some types of problems is develop a written business plan. And that's kind of what we were talking about of, just have a business plan, something that you can follow step by step by step, and write out a good business plan. Let's see, by writing a restaurant business plan, you do two things. You show the bank, you show the bank for sure, because the bank is going to say, hey, I'm going to loan you this $50,000, and it needs to be, and they need to make sure that the business is, okay and sound, and so where they feel confident enough that they're going to make their money back from you, and they're going to get their money back from you. Okay, so you should show the bank how clear of a plan for getting your restaurant up and running. You have a contingency plan to handle problems. Yeah, you need multiple contingency plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, all of these plans, just making sure you're ready for any sort of problem. And that could be COVID-19 problem. I mean, if I was opening up a restaurant, or if I had all the money and I was being an investor in a restaurant, I sure would ask, what is your plan for when your restaurant, when basically your employees get COVID-19, what is your plan? Right? Because as a bank or as an investor, I, by God, want you to be open all the time, because the longer you're open, the more you're open, the more the faster I can get my money back. So making sure that you have have enough stuff for, you know, getting your money back and all of that. So, but just making sure you have any contingency plans ready for any sort of problems. What a plan can do for you. All right, creating a restaurant business plan focuses you to learn different parts of the restaurant as well as the local community or local and local markets, basically. So, you know, you're creating a restaurant business plan focused in to learn different parts of the restaurant, right? And in the local market. So you're just saying, okay, what do I need to know about this business to make it successful? What do I need to do? What do I need to what kind of financing am I going to be getting? You know, let's don't go for the loan sharks, right? That basically will, if you're not going to pay, they're going to break your legs. Let's make sure you go with a good business, a good bank. Watch your interest rates. Make sure, you know, I know interest rates are going down right now for houses and facilities and businesses and all of that. So it is a good time to, you know, try to buy a piece of property or whatever else if you have some money, because there's a lot more restaurants and a lot more businesses up for sale right now, and you could probably get a pretty good sized bargain on it. Let's see. Research your restaurant, guys. You know, I was in the process of kind of looking at some franchises to purchase a few franchises around right before COVID happened. And, you know, I'm still looking, but, you know, what I did was I to see what people wanted in the part of town I'm in, or the part of town that I want to open up a franchise in. I went to Randall's, sat in front of Randall's with a clipboard and asked people when they came in, hey, what kind of restaurant are we missing in Southwest Austin? Or what kind of, you know, I was asking, what kind of restaurant would you like to see? What kind of restaurants are we missing? What kind of cuisine are you looking for? Whatever else. So where you can research and you can figure out what is the best business for that area to be. Do your research, you know, check the laws, the regulations, health code, tax laws, you name it, all of that. Make sure about the licensing. You know, for example, you can't get an alcohol license if you're out of state. If you, like, someone's in from New Orleans and they want to open up a business, if they have not changed their license, they need to be a Texas driver's license owner. You've got to be in Texas. You got to kind of live in Texas to have a liquor license. So making sure that if you are having multiple franchises in many states, you need to have a couple of different liquor license. I know health code changes. Actually, you know, like I live in Travis County, but in where like Cedar Park is up North Austin area, that's Williamson County. Williamson County and Travis County, those are right beside each other, but each county has different health code laws. Like Austin, or Travis County require gloves, you to wear rubber gloves when making ready to eat food like a Subway. If you've ever been to Subway, you've seen them wear gloves to make their sandwiches, right? Well, if you go to Williamson County, I'm sorry, Austin, they require you to wear gloves. Williamson County, they do not require you to wear gloves. So you could be making a Subway sandwich with barehanded or whatever else. So you just got to be very careful with that. Different health codes, laws determine, from state to state to county to to county to county, to city, it's all different. Even parishes, if you're in Louisiana or anything like that. Tax laws are completely different. You would need to make sure I would contact a tax lawyer or a tax account or an accountant or something like that to help out with that, because they're all different and there's so many laws and so many things you need to get checked out before you open. You need to go and get the fire department to check all your sprinkler systems, and health department needs to come in. Everybody wants their money. To get these people to come in, you got to pay them to come in. All right, so most business plan have the same general concept, but some specific ones have different they basically have generic plans. They all kind of do, but be specific on certain plans that you want to make sure that is necessary. Break it all down if necessary, to have a good business plan. All right, so here you go. To make a good business plan, someone tell me what number one is. Someone tell me what number one is. Right here. It's 2 words.
Executive summary.
Yes, thank you. Executive summary. Start out with an overview of the entire business plan. Think of basically anything that you want for someone to read, readers to attention, but basically executive summary. So anything that you have to do with just an overview, okay, and just a huge overview of your restaurant or what your business plans. You got the reader's attention, they understand what's going on, and so that you need to do. Let's see here. Here are some tips for writing an executive summary. You want to give the reader, okay. So the style, what the style of the restaurant is, right? You need the style, you need the name of the restaurant, where it's going to be located. What else? Anything else? That's about it. Explain why you are suited for this restaurant. What it is. What are you? What's your cooking experience? Why you think you are going to be good and able to make this restaurant successful, is the biggest deal. How to make this restaurant successful. If not, let's see. If the answer, okay, if the answer is no, when you need to sell them, or when you need to sell it to them on any idea, you need to adjust, be able to work and adjust. If people say no, you need to be able to bounce it off and have different ideas and different things, but you know, just making sure that you know that they know what the business is all about. All they know nothing, zero, zilch about your restaurant until you give it to them. So you need to be like, you need to be over the top. You need to be like, sell yourself like you've never sold yourself before when you're selling a restaurant for a business plan. What is number two? Someone want to, I would like someone to read out what number two is.
Company description.
Company description, okay? So what was number one? It was executive summary. Number two is company description, okay? And that is what, tell the, basically, where it's located, legal name, you know, a little bit, that's kind of repetitive, I think, but it's still, you know, location, legal name, style of restaurant that you're going to be creating. What kind of style is it? Is it going to be Chinese? Is it going to be a Filipino Chinese fusion, or a sushi and Filipino fusion, or I don't know, but whatever kind of restaurant it is, you need to offer the details. You know, talk about, just sell yourself, sell that business, sell it, sell it, sell it. Know that restaurant or your concept that you're gonna be doing, and you need to sell it. This is like what you're gonna be doing to us for next week when you present your restaurant. You're gonna tell us what the business name is. Where do you think it's gonna be located? You know, what kind of food, any kind of special items, special things that you want to say, you know, about your restaurant. Talk about some of the, what could be some of the popular foods that you're going to be serving. All of that good stuff. But do you see the very last word on this right here? Oop. It says what? Research. Research is the only way you're going to be able to make sure that your company and your restaurant is going to be successful. Research, research, research. And even after you research, you could still fail. And that's what sucks about the restaurant industry, is sometimes it's out of your hands. All right. What's number three? Who wants to read number three out?
Market analysis.
There you go. Thank you. Market analysis. Okay, what do we need to do here? We need to make sure that my analysis and analyzing all the data and making sure that this is basically a sound restaurant that really analyze the market data. Basically, do they really need another Chinese food place, or do they really need another Greek place, or whatever else? You know, what is the age range of the people I'm going for? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have families? Analyze to make sure you have a good idea of what you're getting into and who your clientele is. Guys, if your clientele is not family, then don't be, you know, don't get on the suburbs. You know, if you're in the suburbs of Austin, you know, that's family, more family oriented. Go, if you're not wanting families as much, go to downtown. There's not going to be as many families downtown and all of that. So you just got to think about what you're looking for. market analysis, you know, many people open a new restaurant, assuming everybody will prefer their new establishment to the existing companies out there. And that's not right as well. Some people like the same old, same old, same old. So you've got to make it so where that those customers know that, you know, it's important for you to come into the restaurant. If not, you're gonna, you know, you need to market your restaurant for sure. It's not like there's a movie, I think it's some baseball movie. If you build it, they will come, type of deal. If you build I think it was a baseball field, they will come. But the issue is if you build a restaurant, they might not come. Field of Dreams, thank you. But you know, you've got to get people to come. You know, just opening up a restaurant's not going to make people come to your restaurant whatsoever. Or opening up your business, you have to market. You have to, and then you've got to market to your target audience as well, and figure that out. And we talked about marketing, social media, you know, newspaper, magazines, you name it. But you know, do anything like that. All right. Find out as much as you can about your competition's menu, their prices, their hours, and try to be competitive. Try to, you know, be competitive when it comes to that, to the competitors. Market analysis. Finally, marketing, and we just talked about that, or I just said it couple of seconds ago, but what method or plans are you going to be promoting your restaurant? You know, I've seen radio companies or like radio stations, they are out there doing a remote, trying to get people to come, and that's a marketing ploy, like having radio station kind of sitting in your front of your business, kind of advertising it on the radio, or just a massive email, or, you know, a free lunch, or what you know, there's always going to be a soft opening where you kind of open it up and it's just, you know, you're just kind of practicing cooking the food and all of that, but, you know, provide some free lunches, give them free food. A lot of stuff is giving away some free food. Everybody loves free. Everybody loves free, and if you can give them free food or anything like that, it really, people love free. But maybe go to local businesses around your restaurant, and give away, I don't know, give them, you know, whatever you're going to give them away, some appetizers, some entrees, I don't know, but just that's advertisement if you just give away food. What's going to set you apart from other companies? You know, what are you going to do? You're going to, what's your platform of marketing? You know, and you got social media, you got newspaper, you got TV, you got commercials or TV commercials, all sorts of things. But, you know, for most like a mom and pop organization, it's either word of mouth, social media, not really many commercials, unless you're, you know, I mean, there are local commercials on the TV, but, you know, they're a little jankier because they don't have as much of a budget for commercials. Let's see, number 4. Who wants to read number 4 out?
Business operation.
There you go. Thank you. Business operations. Sometimes referred as a products of sales, our products of services. What is your product of services going to be? What are your hours? Your hours of operation for employees? What is your plan to hire? How are you going to hire? Who are you going to look for? And most banks want to know how you're going to hire, like what are your qualifications when you hire, all of that sort of stuff, because the bank wants to know as much as possible, because basically the bank's going to own your restaurant for quite a while, or whoever it is, someone's going to own your restaurant. If you have the capital or cash, our investors are the bank. It really kind of depends. So they want to know everything that they can about this restaurant, because if not, if they don't, they're going to own a restaurant or own a business, partially own the business without, and they want to make sure that they get their money back, because they really don't want to, wait until you close down or get repossessed or whatever else. They want their money back, because when it's bankruptcy or foreclosure or whatever else, they don't get their as much money back as they would if they would have just kept you going. And that's why the bank always says, okay, maybe you should go back and rethink this or whatever else. Because they want to make sure that your business is going to be as successful as you think it is going to be. But make sure you have a plan for hiring. Make sure you have examples of benefits or what you're going to be giving them. You name it, anything and everything they want to know, because they're basically getting into bed with you, right? They're crawling in bed. They're going to sleep with you for as long as it takes for them to get their money back, right, from you. So they want to make sure that you're a good person, you're a good fit, that they trust you enough that they can get their money back. And the only way that they can figure out trust and all of that is by your business plan, how good your business plan is. And that's kind of how they kind of are getting to trust you, by making sure your business plan is perfect, making sure that your vendors you already have that we're going to be using, they need, I don't know, $10,000 down to open up a line of credit for me or whatever else. And that's why I need $10,000 extra, because they need whatever, it doesn't really matter, but for just making sure you have everything, all your ducks in a row. Who wants to read number 5? Management and ownership. All right. Management and ownership. Who is going to help? Who's going to help with the restaurant business? Who's going to help you manage whatever else? Make sure that you are, managing it right. Who's going to be doing your books? A lot of banks, if you're getting money from a bank, the banks do not want to hear about you doing the books. If you are a certified CPA, they wouldn't, I don't know if they would or not, but a lot of times they will say, if you want my money or if you want the bank's money, you are going to have to hire an outside bookkeeping firm. that will kind of, that is no skin in the game, or that's not part of you, because a lot of times restaurants, our people can, what I call, cook the books and make the accounting look better than it really is. So you've got to be, and that's something that a lot of times they require you to have a separate accountant from a different accounting firm or from a different company than you, to make sure it's all set up and good. Who's going to be doing the dining room? They're going to be wanting to know, you name it. Here's a video. All right, y'all want to take let's come back at 7:15, and then we'll go from 7:15 to 7:30, and then I will cut you loose at around 7:30 so you can work on your project for this whole week. I'm going to be cutting y'all loose around 7:30, 7:45 at the latest every day so you can work on your project. All right? Everybody good? All right, so everybody knows that we're about to go on break, right? Break, 7:15. Cool. See you at 7:15. All right, we'll get started. Didn't realize I got kicked off. Let me get back to my PowerPoint real quick. Do you remember what day that was? Is that menu? Is it day 19? Let me look. My whole computer's shut down, it looked like. Yeah. Let me share. Give me 1 second. Everything got screwed up when the computer shut down. Let's see. Participants, chat line. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we've just talked about management and ownership, keeping the books, all of that sort of stuff. Menu and production. Your kitchen is going to be very busy, and one of the keys to a restaurant success is knowing exactly how busy your restaurant's going to be. Okay, and that's called forecasting. Forecasting is very important, but it is hard in the first year to forecast. Why? Because you don't know what's going to be happening, because you don't have an average, a running average of what's going to happen next week, or what's going to happen a month from now, or whatever else. But after a year, you get to understand it and how much business you're going to be getting, and you can kind of forecast a little bit more. You can still forecast without knowing, but it's not as good of a forecast. It could vary, but I think it's important to forecast for sure. Let's see. Balancing stations. Yeah. Making sure your stations are balanced properly, making sure that you have enough people, not too many people, and not too many people, because then that could cause some problems. But also, we still have issues when it's shorthanded as well. So making sure you have the right proper amount of people to do the job is very important. Balancing stations, making sure that everything is balanced correctly. I mean, if you're too heavy on one item, especially when we were talking about the menus, if your fry cook is going to be bogged down with so many things that are fried. You need to balance out the menu. Make sure that, you know, the fry cook is got an equal amount of things as everybody else does. Sometimes the fry cook gets bombarded by so many things. Make sure you have a to-do list or a prep sheet or a kind of a something so where everybody kind of knows what they need to get done for each station, and what the stations need, all of that good stuff. Prep sheets, like I said, make sure you have a prep sheet for the back of the house and for the front of the house. And a prep sheet could be, you know, cook food, or it could be like, please set up this station, or, you know, it could be anything, but just a prep list so everybody knows what needs to be done. Okay, another, you know, prep sheets or prep lists, things that need to get done before, but actually before service or after service, or sometime between, before the restaurant ends or the closes that night, whatever else. But you just have to have prep sheets. You're always going to have prep sheets for things that you have to get done. And just making sure that everybody gets it done is the most important thing. And using standardized recipes or standardized prep sheets, making sure that everybody knows what I want and expect from them. Because when you're not there, you need to make sure that prep list or that prep sheet or all of that is your mise en place list is ready for people to do work. Because if you don't have it, people can't be doing all their work, right? So make sure that they have it. You know, making sure that people, if someone is missing from a station and they're sick, make sure that, you know, the prep sheet, whoever is going to be covering that station, the prep sheet is listed out, easy for someone to come in and do that station. Make sure it's easy for someone to come in and knock out that station if you are sick. You know, probably the lead line cook or lead person would cover that station. Okay, I mean, here's a prep list, right? Onion rings, 3 pans, you know, for slow prep, or busy par, or slow par, 6 pans for the onion rings. And if it's going to be slow, about 3 pans. Cajun tartar sauce, a gallon, all of that sort of stuff. So it kind of gives you a list of the prep sheet. And then people can check it off when they're done, and everybody knows what's what. 1 column prep sheet. Here you go. Here's a 1 column prep sheet. Salmon, you know, busy par, slow par, and, you know, you have how many you made. So that's kind of the prep sheet. You know, some common restaurant kitchen stations, right? You've got dish pit, you have the kitchen, all of that sort of stuff. But, you know, just have a good have a outline of everything that needs to be done. Number of stations estimate on how many menu items they're going to have. All of that good stuff. Let's see. Kitchen brigade, the brigade system. It's fine. Basically, a lot of hotels do the brigade system nowadays. You don't have as much of the brigade system in like a regular small restaurant or a mom and pop organization, but you do have it in like the hotel business. We already talked about it. Augustus Scoffier was in the 1800s. He was the one that helped create the brigade system and all of that sort of good stuff. All right, so let's talk about the rest of the class. So today, what you're going to need to just keep working on your project. I am going to and I saw some comments that were in the chat line about and I've gotten a bunch of emails about week 4 check your knowledge. So don't worry about week 4, check your knowledge. There's a glitch in the system. I don't know, but he's trying to, the IT guy is trying to fix it, but it might be something that he has to redo. So I'm going to give everybody credit for week 4, check your knowledge. All right. So no one really has to worry about that. Week 5 isn't open either. Okay. All right, I will find out about that. That's something that I can't, I thought I could do myself, but it's all through the IT guy. So I will talk to him about week 5 as well. If week 5 and if it's like week 4, then I will just give you credit for week 5 as well. I don't know. I'll go in and look and talk to the guy about week 5. I did not know week 5 was messed up as well. But I will go in and look at it. But other than that, work on your project. Make sure all the modules are done in weeks 1 through 5. If you cannot get the what you call it, the check your knowledge, I'm cool with, but just make sure you work on that project, because that project is a huge portion of your grade. Okay. Okay, it says just the discussions are not open. Okay, I will try to, that's something I think I can open up, is the discussions, but the other ones I can't. But I will look at the discussions and see. They should have been already opened. I thought I had opened them at the very beginning, but I will go look. All right, y'all have a great day. Be safe, guys. Project. Yay, projects. All right, be safe. Bye, guys.